What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Aggressively Average Angler podcast. Tonight, we've got an industry shakedown, I believe is what we call this, Jason. Industry is getting wrecked right now. We're going to talk about something crazy going on in the kayak fishing industry that we're really excited about. And we got a chance to see this in person. We haven't used it yet, but stay tuned. There's some news on that coming up that we are really excited about as well. But we got Jason Woods here. This is from Flux Jet. I know you guys know what that is. Jason, what's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, doing great. How are you guys? Fun day today.
I'm having fun. Paul, you having fun?
I'm having a freaking blast, but I'm gonna need some caffeine, no doubt about it.
I'm imagining caffeine right now. It's working pretty well. So we're gonna talk to Jason tonight all about the new Flux Jet. If you guys haven't heard about this because you've been under a rock, that's fine. You're gonna learn about it today. But it was just making the rounds at ICAST. So Jason, you guys won. Like, you won ICAST. Like, there's a championship. There's a first place prize. You got it, right? Congrats, first of all. How does that feel?
That was not expected at all. And,
yeah,
my partner, he's always the optimist. It's kind of like you guys, actually. You get the optimist, and I'm more on Paul's end of the range, where I'm like, no. He's always like, we're going to do this, and we're going to win. And
never.
And I'm like, there is zero chance, guys. And everyone told us, don't even bother to enter the new product category, because, like, you're new guys, like, it's never going to happen. Yeah. You're wasting your time, straight up.
You can't be a coward. You got to do
it. Let's hold on, but let's pause though there, because I wanted to bring that up, because when Jeff says he won ICAST, like, if you're not familiar with ICAST, you didn't get all the stuff, and you're just listening for the first time. What's happened in the ICAST is basically the number of votes you get to win, like, new product showcase or best product in your category, any of those kind of coveted industry prizes, well, so to speak. Like, it's a giant competition, but it ultimately comes down to, at that trade show, how big is your party of people? If your booth represents 30 people, 15 of them may have votes. If your booth is 2 people and your budget's small, you may have 1 vote or none. Meaning all the big companies, the Rapalas of the world, the GSMs, the Pure Fishings, those huge companies that own 20, 30, 40 brands, they bring a ton of people, they do the marketing budget, and they pay their way to win. Look, I'm just calling it out. It is what it is. And almost every year, somebody sort of like breaks through that, like, fishnet covered ceiling, and is able to like sort of like be, the product is so good it can't be denied, and everyone votes for it. We saw it with the Rugged Road. We saw it with Busby a couple times, which that
one too this year too.
So good. But we saw it in this most recent ICAST with the Flux Jet, the kayak that we're going to talk about today. We'll tell you why it happened. We'll go through it, but it is pretty spectacular. And all that we're really saying is not just like a win, like, oh, you made a good. No, like, you beat all the odds and the people, and no one was able to not say that this was amazing.
No one was able to not say.
I mean, going into it, I was fully prepared to sit there because we had a little booth in the back corner. Like, these guys. I mean, did you see Costa's? I mean, like, some of these booths,
yeah, Costa.
They do that every year. They
bring out like an old wooden ship for you to hang out on, and then it's a giant party. Like,
it's like a 2-story.
It's called diversity, Paul.
Oh my goodness. So here we are in our tiny little booth in the back corner, and I'm like, people are just going to walk by and not even realize this thing has propulsion. Like, they're just going to look at it and go, it's a normal looking kayak, and just kind of wander
orange is cool.
Yeah, nice. High five, and just like keep going. I mean, that was the expectation for me going into it. So we were definitely not prepared for what happened.
What went down ultimately. But that's fantastic, man. And like, honestly, even if you won best of category, it would have been like, that's astounding. But winning best of show as a kayak, I don't believe has happened in a long time. Can you think of the last time that happened?
Was best of category. Not
best of show.
Not best of show.
When is the last time a kayak?
I would be interested to know if the
Hobie, the original Old Town Autopilot won it.
The AP, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Tracks.
Yep.
So what do you have to do to win as a kayak? You have to have an integrated motor, or else too bad. Like, that's basically what it is.
And I think that's actually kind of what put it over the top, is like, people didn't initially realize that it was propelled, but when you got that shock factor of, oh, wait a minute, I think that's kind of the wow of, oh, this thing, wait, because it was catching people off guard, and just like that shock factor of the unexpected kind of grabbed people's attention. I feel like, well, that and it was orange and had lights on it. So
Dude, honestly, I'm gonna tell you, this is just my perspective, right? And based on some of the comments, and we've had conversations about this behind the scenes. I think where you guys absolutely gassed people, like you were at like a 7 or an 8 when they found out it was a jet kayak. Like you already got him a jet kayak. You were in a jet kayak, okay? Yeah. Jeff and I were joking about it. We already knew where this was going.
Yeah.
People saw the retail, dude. That's where it was like undeniable. I mean, everyone's jaw hit the floor when they saw the price tag, and not in a bad way. In a surprise and delight. I am delighted.
Yeah. Every person that came by the booth was like, "It's $5,000, right? $6 grand, $7 grand." I'm like,
they're trained by this current kayak industry. That's what they're trained to think,
Yeah, and I mean, part of the reason we can do it at that price point is, I mean, just full how the sausage gets made, right? Is because if you have a kayak company and you have a motor company, they each take a margin on half of it, right? So I can take less of a margin on both, still make the same amount of money or more, and offer it to a consumer at less price, right? So at a lower cost. So that's, at the end of the day, that and the technology itself just allows us to produce this thing at just a crazy price point. So we want to, because we looked at it and went, okay, we don't want to just come into the kayak market and cannibalize it, like, because it's a small market, right? We want to build something that brings people in, right? And everyone kept telling me, no, people really love to build their kayaks and to install motors on them and all this stuff. And I know that the current existing market, that's 100% true. Like loves to build in a whole thing, but to make this bigger, it's just like e-bikes. E-bikes didn't get big until you could just go buy an e-bike and to go ride it, right? Not everyone wants to build their e-bike. So that's kind of what we were looking at, is like, how do we build something that just works out of the box? It's just easy. You put a battery in it and there you go.
I don't think that people want to do that because they don't want to pay for it. So you're paying a bunch of people to do a bunch of work to buy a bunch more tools. That's insane. And look, I do love that.
I love it.
I love it. But I don't love it in other things. I don't love it in cars. If they're like, you
I will not touch my
car. Buddy.
Nope.
Doesn't come with a trunk. You got to put that in yourself. Doesn't come with a hitch. You got to mount that yourself. That brakes.
No, thank you.
Maybe you want to pay for the upgrade, or you want to go after. That's insane. No one wants to do that. Like the number of people. If you looked at the car industry, that's less than that's a 5% of people want to truly customize their car to the same degree that we're asking people to customize their kayak. And look, fishing's different because it's a customized situation. But with Yak Attack and track mounting, that's the amount of customization that people want to do. I don't think people want to become electrical experts en masse.
That was my thought exactly. It was they like to customize it to fit their needs and to, for fit and finish stuff, but not a core propulsion, something that just works that you can customize the way you want it, I think was really what we were focused on. So.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, most kayakers love to take track mounted things and put them where they like them to go. And they like putting decals on the outside. And that's about it. Like that's the extent of most people. It can be frustrating, man. And like a lot of people message us sometimes. They're like, hey, will you build a kayak for me? And I'm like, absolutely not, because I can't even build my own. I'm hustling to try and get one done that's due in like a week for the Kayak Angler Mag Yak-Offs, which is coming up soon, y'all. And Paul and I both have builds that we are almost done with, sort of.
I'm in a spot. I'm okay.
You're in a place that's between 50 and 100%. That is where we are at.
I'm at like 80, I think. I'm good. I got some stuff in the mail. Knock that out.
Good for you. Glad I helped you. I should have sabotaged you instead.
Well, I would have just had to do it. I would have just done it tonight.
I just put a hole underneath your kayak. First day Paul goes out, just a
bummer, dude.
Dang, that's weird how that happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man. All right. Well, we've already kind of like jumped the shark, as it were, on the show. Let's roll it back a little bit because we got to talk about the Kayak Adventure Series that is coming up very, very shortly in Franklin, Pennsylvania. So we have a place to stay, which means I guess we're going, Paul. So we better like get ready for this dang thing. But September 12th and 13th, we should be out in Franklin, Pennsylvania. I've got the time booked off on my calendar. So let's make it happen, shall we? And then
quick pause on that trip. The number of people that are going to be at that Franklin, PA, because it's the last stop on that that stretch. Yeah. It's going to be nuts. There's all the creators that you guys are like following, a good chunk of them are going to be there, and some unbelievably good anglers are going to be there. So even if you're not like truly competing, it's a cool place to be. There's cool events. Drew Gregory will obviously be there, but we've been chit chatting. Like the guys from Dark Horse Tackle are going to be there. There's that area is Smallmouth USA. There's going to be a bunch of people there.
Oh yeah.
Yep. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you guys can make it, awesome, fantastic. We'd love to hang out with you. All right, let's do Q of the D, and then I want to get into, people are already asking about specs, so we got to get into that as well. So, my questions have been changed. I thought we agreed that we were going to stick with these questions for our guests. Okay, great. Well, thanks for participating. Q of the D. What are the ideal boat ramp vibes? So what I believe Paul means by this is you roll up to the boat ramp, probably early in the morning if you're getting after it, and or whenever you end up there. But like, what is the vibe that you're looking for before you hop out on the water the first time, or what'll get you into a good vibe where you're ready to go, hit the water, have a blast, catch some fish? What gets you going?
Just quiet. Like
silence.
I want nobody at the boat ramp. I just want it to myself, honestly. Like there's nothing better I love than like the sun coming up over the water and like the steam rolling off and you got a bird flying by and it's just quiet. And I just like focus myself before we get in the water, for whether it be in a kayak or a boat or scuba diving or any of that. Like first thing in the morning, just quiet, peaceful Zen moment for me. Like that's my water is my Zen place where I'm relaxing and my brain kind of calms down. So definitely low key vibes is where I'm going for at the ramp.
I like that a lot. I love an empty boat ramp, especially like if Paul and I go hit like a random spot on the river that nobody goes to, and like the boat ramp is non-existent. It's actually just mud. And like you pull up, there's no parking space. There's like overgrown grass, and you just tuck your truck in there and you slide your kayak off, and like nobody's coming. Nobody will be here. I'm so pumped about those spots.
Especially like fall, right? I like the fall.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Where it's like cold and just kind of
people decide not to touch the water anymore. They're just like, I'm out.
Once
60 degrees,
50s, people quit.
Yeah. Then it's yours. Then you own it.
Exactly. That's why I like the cold, because it's usually just me there.
Oh my.
It's funny though, people have different answers, and it used to be totally different when I was young. I used to have so much like not anxiety, but like I'd be so excited that I would be like like a horse, like a dog being like pulled on the leash, because I'd be like running to go fishing. Like when I was, especially when I was like bank fishing and I had to walk like a half mile to get to my spot, I'm literally running in freaking chest waders, sweating my keister off trying to get over there because I just don't want to wait. I'm like, I need to get over there right now. And you know, now that I'm like, you know, we're sniffing 40, I'm like, yeah, dude, no, listen to a book on tape on the freaking way out, and I'm going to be as chill as possible.
Cue up Lord of the Rings. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely.
Love it. All right. Well, good stuff. Let's get into it, because folks, I know you're excited to hear about the specs. So let's start talking about the Flux Jet. So should we just give them like the base specs up front? Like, hey, here's the thing we're talking about. Jason, why don't you talk about it? And I will go ahead and pull up your website. I mean, it up on the screen, but go for it.
Yeah, the main big things, obviously having a jet is our shallow draft. I mean, so obviously we're dragging nothing under the boat. So we can operate somewhere in about 6 inches of water. Obviously, that depends on how much gear you put in the boat, you know, how deep it's going to draft. But there's literally nothing below the keel. So, I mean, you can drag this thing across the bottom and just isn't going to affect anything. So that's the biggest thing. And then, obviously, the next thing people were excited about was just the wide range of voltages. I won't say any volts anymore because people are like, well, it doesn't run on 9 volts, so it's not any volts. I'm like, okay, you win. It's wide range.
You're right.
You happy now? Like it's anywhere from 12 to 60 volts. Like it pretty much doesn't care. But let me clarify this, because I've definitely got questions about it. So if you feed it 12 volts, you're going to be limited in power, right? Because essentially there's 2 limits on the boat right now. There's an amp limit and there's a watt limit, right? So at 45 amps at 12 volts, that works out to about 500 watts, right? So that's about the same as a trolling motor. But at 45 amps at 36 volts, that's 3 times the amount of power for the same amount of amps, if that makes sense to anyone. So basically what that does is as you ramp from 12 to 24 to 36, it will get faster. But by the time you get to 36, you're at the wattage limit. So above 36 doesn't really gain you more power or more speed. It just gains you more efficiency, right? Because as you go up to 48 volts or 60 volts, those amps keep going down to make the same amount of power. So it makes less heat because the motor can't tell the difference making 1500 watts at 36 or 500 watts at 12 volts. As far as the motor's concerned, it's the same load.
So it's how much effort does the battery have to put in to do what you're asking it to do? It's like there's two things. It's how big is your straw and how much energy is going through your straw. And at some point, the straw gets so big, it just takes like a couple of drops to get through to do the same amount of work. And so, yeah, that's how I always think about it, just from an efficiency standpoint. So the efficiency standpoint is just less juice. That battery's gonna last you an eternity. That's if you go way up on the voltage, and then as you go down, it just takes more work to do the same thing.
Exactly. So like if you look at e-bikes, you won't find a 12 volt e-bike because it's very inefficient. So all of them are like minimum 36 volts. A lot of them are 48 or higher, but they're not drawing crazy wattage. They're just running very low amps at 48 volts to make that same 500 or 1000 watts for an e-bike. So same kind of idea here. So you get that efficiencies. Everyone was pretty excited about the voltage regulators we put into it. So it's got a built-in IP67 phone charger, high-speed phone charger in there, and it gives you 10 amps of accessory power at 12 volts. So it will break out your voltage for you anywhere in that voltage range. It'll give you a 12 volt regulated output to power all your accessory stuff. So
yeah,
that's
and on that, real quick, like any of the accessories you guys run on electronics have an amp draw, so you can actually pull that up or look up the owner's manual. So when he says 10 amps to divide amongst things, like you can break that out. So you just need to know your amp draw. So like if you're running a bow mount motor and you have 2 fish finders, a forward facing sonar, and like an extra phone accessory or something like that, you just have to make sure your amp draw is within that range and you're good to go. But the regulator you're talking about, now you offer this separately too? Is that a thing that we're talking about today as well?
Well, we can. So I sent you guys a little gift in the mail the other day. And, some of the stuff I've been talking about, I've been posting some just kind of follow-up videos of stuff that we're working on. And we're working on kind of an open source page for our website. So there's a lot of little gizmos and little helpful pieces we're coming across that are useful that we can just post to where eventually we may produce them, but we can just post those files up and give you a link to a place that can make them, whether it be 3D print or CNC. And we'll just post that stuff up there. But, I was always raised, you don't come to a party empty handed, right? So we looked at this and said, we are new to this space, and everyone was super excited about these voltage regulators. I'm like, let's just give them, let's just make this an open source thing, and we'll just hand them out. And I figured I'd send a couple to you guys to try out, when you have time. Obviously you got a lot going on, but try it out. We'll inject a little FluxJet DNA into your existing kayaks, and
that'd be so sick.
We can eliminate your extra 12 volt batteries, and hopefully if you guys test it and you like it, then we'll just open source it, and we'll just show everyone where to buy them. And you guys can maybe one day make some content about how you put it in there, and everyone will have to will benefit from downstream of this thing. So whether you buy my kayak or not, we've contributed something to the party. So
that's awesome. And we really appreciate you sending those out. And we are looking forward, after the Kayak Angler Mag Yak Offs, we're going to install that on our other kayaks. So I might put one on an Unlimited, do a full rig on that. Paul might put it on the Wilderness Systems Tactical Pro. So we've got some options, but it's just really cool. And it's not that it's crazy new tech, right?
No.
For technology in general. The fact that you're making this available is fantastic, and people need to be, tipping the hat to you, sir. The crazy thing about our industry is that there's so much tech out there. There's so much more advanced tech than what we're getting in a lot of our kayaks. And a voltage regulator blows everybody's mind because they didn't want to DIY it. People have figured this out, and you've seen under the hood of those kayaks maybe. And Jason, maybe, you've built these. But I've seen people do their whole relay system, and there's this whole crazy circuit board on the inside of a kayak. There's a lot, man. But that's what it takes to blow our minds these days in this industry is you get a regulator. We should have more in kayaks.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you'll find cool about that regulator is that, okay, let's say you have a fish finder, right? All you have to do, it's got 4 wires on it. 2 of them go to the high voltage, 2 of them go to your your source, right? So whatever you want to hook to it, you could literally just attach that thing to the 12-volt wires of your fish finder, and your fish finder now can run on any voltage. So there's
insane.
There's no secret sauce to this. Like it's been in golf carts forever. It's super simple. So it's a simple idea, and everyone should have it. So
yeah, that I'd like. So one thing I want to do with that is see if we can hook it up, because you've got a whole bunch of wires obviously internally in that system. I want to see if you can just pair that up with like a yak power system, so that you can have the multi-panel switcher. 100%. You know what I mean?
So if you just put that thing directly on the input line into your yak power switch, 100% all your output, you've got 10 amps now at 12 volts. Put you on, it's already done. So
it's insane. I think
you'll be pleasantly surprised how easy it is. So
yeah, I'm pumped about it, man. That's going to be really cool. So some fun electrical stuff going down pretty soon. And shout out to you guys for making that more available or readily available to folks if they want to dive into it. Because I mean, how many hours have we all spent in forums and Facebook groups and like Google searching, and hopefully ChatGPT can help me figure this out, but it can't, trying to figure out solutions for our kayaks, especially like newer kayaks, because nobody's built like the Old Town PDL Pro. There are 2 builds I've seen. They are featured on Old Town's channel. Nobody else is sharing their stuff on these. It's like they tested it and it's just a naked build. So everything I'm doing in mine right now, just figuring it out, just making it up as I go. Like Paul's got the Smalley, another brand new kayak. Nobody's rigging that out.
I actually searched around just to see if anybody did something that I hadn't thought of. And all that's come up are my videos.
Yeah. Dude, even
okay.
we haven't done like any videos on the Old Town, but I go search Old Town PDL and like we come up, and I'm like, thanks for nothing, guys.
Can you imagine?
Man, come on, someone's got to be the first.
It's good times.
Just like unboxings, and then like 2 Old Town builds that are identical. The 2 builds on the internet, they're identical. And then Ryan Lilly's build from Old Town is the same as those other 2. So I'm like, I need something new, guys. I need some ideas, but I guess we'll just make it up, whatever. Real quick before we move on, we've got a real quick super chat from our boy Stinky River Tom.
I'm gonna get
$2. Appreciate you, man. It says this beast would rip in northern Wisconsin rivers. And speaking of rivers, Jason, right? You guys have tested this on rivers. How does this handle in rivers? People have been asking a lot.
Yeah, I'm very excited to get some third-party perspective. I am incredibly happy and excited about everything, because I guess the one thing about me is I don't have the perspective of trying to run a conventional system in a river. So my frame of reference is mostly this, right? Because like the river that I'm running, you will only see paddle kayaks on it. There's no pedal systems or motors or anything like that going on, because there's really shallow areas and there's some swift current and stuff, and there's nothing else you're going to see in there other than like drift boats, and inflatable boats and that kind of thing. So to be able to take this down confidently and just be able to operate in any depth of water and just do across the shallows and just not care, be able to just spin 360 as I go down, currents, and just go, I can just put this thing anywhere I want it when I want it and not have to worry about it. Yeah, it's pretty wild. So
that is rad, and it's something that we definitely want to test too. Paul, what do you say we go test that? When should we test that kayak? What do you think?
Mid-September sounds good.
Mid-September of this year? How is that possible?
Gasp. I think
he gets.
Yeah. There are actually a ton of questions that came. Before we get to the questions, but that's kind of what I wanted to do. I just feel like so many people have so many unique questions, and because they don't, in general, nobody knows how this is going to work, because we've never, the rest, no one's ever seen it. And the reason I say that is,
we didn't get to test it at ICAST.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's not because of the regulator. The regulator is awesome. It's smart.
Yeah.
But I mean, we've glossed over jet kayak. Like, can you explain why and how we can call it a jet kayak, and how we get to this? Like, I mean, you guys go watch our video or anybody's video from ICAST. You can see the motor removed, and you can see it being taken apart, the simplicity of it. But I don't know, how does this happen? How
do you jet?
Well, you need to start about 20 years ago.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Submersible robots for offshore oil and gas systems, and then evolve that into a commercial product with an electric jet drive that can do 20 miles an hour, and then eventually evolve that into a super streamlined, compact, self-contained drive unit. It's super easy.
Oh, it's pretty chill. About as easy as the regulator.
Yeah. Yeah, the truth is, it's really frustrating now because when I take it apart, it's so simple. I was like, why did this take me 10 years to figure out? Like, and every engineer that I've sat down with and gone through it, they're just like, okay. It's undeniable. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, duh, I should have thought of that, right? Like, especially me doing this for as long as I've been doing it, I should have figured it out. But basically what we did is we just typically with a jet drive, right? You've got a pump on the bottom side of your boat, and you've got an engine inside of the boat and a drive shaft that spins the impeller inside the pump. What we did was build it all into one thing. So there's no drive shaft anymore. There's no seals anymore. There's no vibration. There's none of that stuff. The motor's literally just built into the drive unit. And then that whole drive unit, you pull out 4 screws and the whole thing just drops out the bottom. So we really have a big focus on serviceability. The whole drive's easy to pull apart. It's really easy to service. There's very few parts to it. We can actually manufacture the drive for less than the cost of any pedal drive out there. It's just sheer the number of parts, like, and the strength of those parts have to be in a pedal drive is significant. Like, there's a lot of stresses on those arms and stuff. So you got to make it out of, mostly, I think they're all metal.
They are.
Yeah, they're expensive. Those tools are expensive. So yeah, and having done the other products that we've done, we were the first ones to ever build an injection molded jet pump, that was running 5 kilowatts for the last 10 years. So we have a lot of experience on that side of being able to produce a pump super inexpensively. These components that we're making, it's really easy. The tooling cost is massive on the front end, but once you get the parts right, I mean, you can just stamp these things out and you end up with a superior propulsion system at the end of the day. But yeah, the shallow draft. And then we put a ton of time into the intake. I think I probably had as much time just designing the intake system and the CFD for that as I did getting the drive into this boat. So
now you're talking about where water, because for the way this type of motor works, water has to go through it.
Right.
It's not like for anybody listening, imagine a cylinder with a multi-piece cylinder with components on the inside that the only way it works is when water is traveling into it. Right. And so that's what he's talking about, the intake. There's just like an air intake on a car, because you need air for your car, right? You have a grill. Imagine the grill at the bottom of the kayak, and that's where the water gets in. And that's how you essentially power a way that you move using the motor.
Paul is an excellent translator for my nerd speak. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Don't give him too much credit.
Yeah, don't do that.
Comfortable.
Come on. Basically, what's nifty about our boat, right, is that we molded a pocket into the bottom of the boat. So the drive basically sits inside of this pocket on the bottom of the boat. So the drive's actually, it's an outboard. It's actually on the outside of the kayak. It's just under a cover on the bottom side of the boat, but recessed into a pocket so it's all flush. So yeah, I mean, we just put a ton of time into making sure that, because we knew the weeds were going to be a big thing. That was the first thing everyone said. It'll never work because jet skis scoop up all the weeds. But the reality is the intake for a jet ski is completely different than this. Like, a jet ski is optimized to just scoop as much water as it possibly can. This thing is designed to skim water. So, I mean, it's got a way big oversized intake on it to keep very low intake pressures and stuff. So far, I mean, we just discovered a new swamp lake right down the street. That's going to be our new, absolute torture test. Wait till you see this.
Thanks to Dave Urke, who's actually sitting in chat right now.
Oh, really? The Wolf of Walmart has hooked us up. So my new friend Dave, he lives right down the street here, and we started talking. We're like, yeah, you should come by the shop. And he's like, wait a minute. He's like, your shop is right by the perfect swamp testing ground, right? I'm like, wait, what? Tell me.
Yeah. So here's the motor, you guys. This is what was on display at ICAST. You guys can see how it's kind of sticking out of that kayak there. And if you're listening to this, maybe on the road, be safe. Check this out later. Just go to FluxJet's Instagram. There's a lot of videos on this stuff, just so you know what we're talking about as he walks through that. Because on the website, you've got a lot of like good action shots, but within the gallery and stuff, there's not exactly like that motor display that you did at ICAST. So anybody wants to see it, Instagram, check it out. Also, that's where your USB plug is, which is sick. And that little controller display, I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready.
No.
There it is. Look at that. That thing is sick. A cup holder molded in? That's impossible. How did you do that?
Right. Yeah. And our nice thing too is our battery meter is fully programmable. That was one of the other complaints, because I've been studying basically any complaint video anyone ever posted ever about any kayak. I have watched all of it. Like I obsessively watched every complaint, because I'm like, I want to know everything they're going to be pissed about ahead of time, so that I can like try. I can't fix everything, and like a lot of things contradict each other, but I'm like, I'm going to try. So yeah, definitely went through the list, and so a lot of the kayaks that have battery meters in them, not pointing fingers, but they don't have programmable battery meters, right? So you can't select between lead acid and lithium ion, much less other voltages. So with this battery meter, you can literally there's a couple clicks and you can just change the battery type and the battery voltage on the meter, and then that will be accurate to what type of battery you're using. So
nice.
I
love it. All right. Well, let's do this. There's a bunch of questions flying in. The first question is probably my favorite question that I see right now, and I got to call this out. How do I break the jet? First of all, because I will. How do I break it? Second of all, when I break it, not if, it's when I break it, how much is it going to cost to replace something like this?
Okay, first of all, how do you break it? All right, let's talk about something. All right. So this is our old jet pump, right? Injection molded. Mm-hmm. This is the 5 kilowatt one, right? So with a typical jet pump, what you have is an impeller that rides around inside of here and it scrapes the wall, right? So it's called a wear ring inside of there where the impeller scrapes. So the difference is with a FluxJet, the entire ring moves with the impeller. So there is no gap between that impeller blade and the wall. So the failure point in a jet pump has been completely eliminated. There isn't one anymore there. So all of a sudden, how do you break this thing? It's going to be hard. I mean, you're going to have to like go down a river, bottom out, and like somehow manage, because the intake is kind of recessed into a pocket as well. So the grate is actually slightly recessed. You're going to have to find a mound of rocks that are just the right size, smash the bottom into that pile of pointy rocks, get a rock jammed inside of there, and then jam it into the impeller somehow, which still would only require you to remove the rock. It's really not going to break it, because the electronics inside the boat are detecting RPM, and they're going to see it's going to see the stall, it's going to see the overcurrent, and it's going to just limit it on the spot. So eventually, things are just going to wear. I think it's more going to be if you're running in salt. That's the other thing too. You guys that are all in fresh water, that's cheating. Like my world is all ocean.
We know.
Yeah, that's cheating. Like surviving in fresh water that's not a thing. Like
easy.
Being able to survive in the ocean and with people that don't bother to rinse it off, like that's the hardest part, right? So like if you're going to run in the ocean, all you got to do is just spray some water in the pump and just let it run through and just rinse out the salt. That's really all you have to do. But it's important because you don't want to let salt build up, because that definitely can damage stuff over time.
So that'll lock it up.
Yeah, exactly. It just, because that's actually what happens, because the whole thing is plastic and it's not a corrosion thing. It's just deposition of salt. Because what happens is people don't realize it actually has drains in it, but there's some amount of left, and then it dries and deposits salt there, right? Just like the salt lake, right? All that salt got deposited there from evaporation. Same thing happens inside, and then that salt just turns into concrete, and then you got to take the whole thing apart, clean it all out. But it is fully serviceable. Like this whole thing, it's a couple of bolts, and this whole thing disassembles into its pieces. So I don't foresee you ever having to likely replace the whole pump. You might send it back to me for service, but it's probably going to be more your impeller's worn because you were pumping gravel, for the last 8 weeks. And now you've got damage on the leading edges, which will cause cavitation, and that will cause you loss of power. But that impeller's, I don't know, it's probably going to be $150 or something. I mean, I would think. So I don't have any pricing on replacement parts yet, but I'll tell you one thing. We definitely don't aim to make money on the secondary market from helping people out. Like that's bad business. And one thing I can definitely tell you from taking this thing out to the boat ramp, whether you like it or not, if you buy one of these, you are signing up to become our spokesperson. Sorry, not sorry.
People are going to
get a lot of questions.
100%. Yeah. Like, especially me, because I'm roof-topping this thing when I go to the lake. And I drive up, and everyone looks at the roof and is just like, "What?" Because you can see the whole jet drive up above the roof. Yeah. Going, okay, buddy, come here.
Like they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know that I made the thing, right? It's just
you need to carry a card with a QR code and just be like,
"I'm done.
Watch this video. Goodbye."
I've done this 4,000 times.
Here's I know more than you. Here's the
Yeah.
aggressively average video of them explaining it. I'm leaving.
I'm done.
I mean, for me though, like I don't get out of the box. I mean, you got to remember, I've been like trapped in a dark room for a long time working on this thing, and it's only since ICAST I've ever been able to talk about it.
Your hands are just shaped like wrenches. Like
20 years of talk he's been building in his brain.
Yeah,
they set him free. He's free.
Yeah. So it's definitely not lost to me when people are excited about it, and I finally get to talk about it. So yeah, I do tend to get a little carried away now that I can finally show people this thing, you know. So
yeah, no, you're passionate about it. That's what matters. And like I love that you guys are absolutely shaking the industry up because you came in and you're just like, hey, did you guys know that you could just have a voltage regulator in the system and that you could have a motor in your kayak and it could be $3,000? And the rest of the kayak companies were just like,
well, I think everyone immediately, you know, dropped a brown trout in their drawers. Like no one
can't do that.
No, and I think the big thing too is, I mean, if you look at the industry right now, the only kayaks that you can buy modded out at retail are pedal kayaks, and they do not come fully assembled. They do not come with all the stuff set up. They come with a pedal drive that you paid $1,100 for, $1,000 for. Yep. So, you know, I think there's this big component of the market that is very excited to see a value price product that's quality, that can compete with the big stuff in terms of specs, and is assembled. Like that's a big deal. I think that will be the thing that is slept on with this whole. When this all is said and done, people will be excited about the Jet as they should be. They should be excited about the electronics as they should be. They will sleep on the fact that you've opened the market up to now be the only people who are selling a fully furnished kayak that you add a battery to, and you've saved somebody untold amounts of time, effort, and energy.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's all that is literally, everyone's like, oh, it's a game changer, all this. Like, we're not trying to do any of that. We literally were just trying to build a kayak that you could take out of the box and put a battery in it and go and use the thing. Because to us, we didn't come here to cannibalize the small market that is the current kayak industry, right? Like we looked at it and go, okay, how do we make this bigger? How do we bring in new people? How do we get people excited about this and make it easy and make it accessible for people to be able to get out and do this? And I think, you know, all the industry guys that I talked to were like, all of the people in this, they love, you know, building out their kayaks and all that stuff. And, you know, I think the people that are in it currently are the only ones who can do it. Like those are the people that are capable of building boats and making them work. But I think there's way more people that would like to be able to do it that just don't have that skill set necessarily. So
I totally agree with you. And I totally agree with you. Yeah. It's a huge deal. There's a question that came in. I actually like this question. It was JP. It was really early on. He goes, range on a 12 to 24 volt battery will be my deciding factor. So let's say you dropped a 24 volt in, which is the minimum that I would recommend people to drop in. Let's say you drop the 24 volt in. What sort of, let's say it's a 54 amp hour. What would I expect in terms of, you know, run time at like a 7 out of 10 speed?
So this is where it gets complicated, right? Because we have, it's not as simple as like a trolling motor. So that's, people are like, well, why can't you just give me a spec? I'm like, okay, so let me back up the math here a little bit.
Yeah.
So if I just had a trolling motors can operate, most of them are just specific voltage. They run at 12 volt or 24 volts. A few of them can do 12 or 24. We run through a voltage range that's massive, and our motor has firmware to it, right? So it's managing power levels at each one of those stages, and the efficiency changes at each one of those stages. So basically what we're working on right now is collecting enough data to be able to give you a calculator on the website, right? So you'll be able to put in this voltage, I've got this many amps, and then at this, at this percentage, it'll give you approximately this much speed. It will be able to tell you that approximate runtime. So once we've got all the hard data, I plug it in there, because there's just it's like a whole rubric of
it's a grid, not a give me one thing, I give you answer. And the calculator on that he's talking about is basically you're going to run it, and then you're going to calculate what the draw is over a certain period of time.
Are we getting there? Did he get it out? He got it out. I think he said what he was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
You robotoed right through it.
It's okay. Yeah, but exactly. So that's what we're doing. And the great thing is the boat is really smart, right? So I can actually, it has data logging built into it. So it's got GPS, it's got RPM, amp, current, wattage. It's logging all of that stuff. So as I'm out there driving in different conditions with different payloads, I can basically data log all of that stuff and then feed it all back into the calculator, which will make it super easy. You'll just say, I got a 12-volt battery, it's 100 amps, and I want to, how far can I go? And we'll probably make it where that's all you do. You just put in your battery specs and it'll go, maximum runtime, maximum range, maximum speed. And it'll just give you the 3 bullet points you care about, basically, right? So just simplify a whole lot of data down into something that people can just go, oh yeah, I totally get it. So.
Nice. All right. Forward, reverse, spot lock. Those are questions that have popped up in here. So we know forward, obviously you go throttle, me go, right? And the throttle, if you guys didn't see it, it was in that Instagram post and then a couple of the pictures. It's like flush with the hull right on the left side, can be switched to the right side, Jason told me at the show, right? So you can left, right your throttle, which is really cool. It's a nice feature you don't always get the option for. What about reverse? Like, how does reverse work with the jet drive?
Yeah. So you can switch sides. You can also mount it on, an external mount or something if you really wanted to. It's a self-contained thing with a cable on it. So, if you want to move it somewhere, you can put it where you want it. Nice. Reverse, yeah. So, the thing is, people think jet skis, I think some of the new Sparks don't even have reverse at all on them. But the problem is with a jet ski, you've got an engine, and an engine pretty much just runs in one direction. Mm-hmm. But because we have an electric motor, you can just spin the motor the other way. So obviously it's not very efficient, because it's meant to push water out the back, not push it out the front. But, just to be able to back the boat up and just have reverse, it's probably 20% as efficient as forward, but, you still just be able to back yourself up out of a spot. Yeah. One limitation though is reverse without the rudder isn't effective in reverse. So you do just have a straight line reverse basically to back up.
Yeah. The amount of times that I care about reversing is very minimal. But I think, it's good to have that option. And there may be that scenario where it's a must.
Well, reverse is really important if you get into like these super thick mats that we're going to go into.
Yeah.
It's very important to be able to, because at some point, if you're into floating solid mats and you manage to pack the intake grate up, you just throw it in reverse and it just ejects water back through the drive, clears all that junk out, and then you're cleared to start driving again. So that's probably most of what you use it. The most amazing thing, though, this kayak's steering ability is obscene. It literally, because the center of mass is right under your seat, you go full left and full throttle, and it will just rotate like a carousel around you. It is. I got into the boulders where I had like a foot of clearance on either end of the kayak and was just rotating in the boulders in place. Like, what is going on right now?
Dude, I want to slalom with this thing. That's what I want to do. I want to set up. Paul and I love hitting that choked out rivers, right? Like we hit the choked out river. Was it last fall, Paul? The one where maybe last.
It was so bad. The only video is the spring.
Yeah. It was the showy video.
Yes.
Yeah.
I dragged over at least 4 obstacles that I thought were going to be like day enders.
Like this is it.
Thick. Didn't know how thick it was going to be.
We're just
didn't know what the other side was going to be. Literally crawling over logs it'd be like 30 feet deep, like 20 feet deep, like 5-6 giant trees. Some of the kayaks going under, I'm going over. Like that was a day.
It was sick.
It was a storm that hit that river. It was a storm hit that river.
Trees fell everywhere.
You could go there now and you maybe hit one. That's it. But there were literally log jams all over the place. It was
like right after basically a tornado went through. But yeah, I would love to take this there and I'd just be like skirting through that stuff.
I want to raise my hand, Jason. I know you're trying to get in, but I want to raise my
Jason's
hand.
Jason's trying to talk for like 5 minutes.
We're talking the weight of the kayak and the fact that it's the shape of the kayak. It's pretty paddle friendly. It's not super duper wide.
Yeah.
And the deep sidewalls kind of make it a little bit more difficult to paddle on relative to like I sit on top. You're getting the benefits, but it's a very paddle friendly kayak. So like, I want people to understand, like, you've got backup, you've got an amazing ability to turn. So you're kind of like 720 degrees of like, I'm very, very comfortable with whatever I'm dealing with. Plus the rest of it you cover with reverse. But well, if anything happens to this kayak, it's a paddleable kayak. Like you could tell by the design. So I wouldn't, it's just something I would throw out there. Like you got the paddle. And this is not trying to paddle a Hobie 360. Like it doesn't weigh anything. You're gonna be great.
Yeah. I mean, you are totally right about the higher seated position. Like you got to have a longer paddle, and it is not as efficient as a lower seat.
But dude, do it. I do it all the time.
Oh yeah, totally doable. Yeah, absolutely. Probably. I mean, I think it's closer to like a 12-foot Old Town, something like that.
Yes, and that's the most modular hybrid. Good paddle, good power, good current, good shallow. Not perfect at any. It's perfect at being good at everything. That's it. Yeah. And that's like that is the vibe I get from this one.
And I mean, this boat. That's the other thing too is like people ask about stability. This thing is cheat codes for primary stability. Like those tall sidewalls, it's wild. The first out of it, like I do not have great balance, and I'm like, this thing is, and especially with the high seat going from seated to standing, I'm like, I got bad knees, and I'm like, this is nothing, man. I'm like, this is great.
That broke me with the Hobie Pro Angler, and then the Native Titan X was like similar. That deep cockpit area, like the deeper that is, the higher the sidewalls are, like the more stable you feel. And having that high seat position, going seat to stand, like it broke me from other kayaks. Whenever I'm low, I'm just like, this sucks. This is terrible. And like I know they're great. They're just like I'm so spoiled by these high seats. All right.
In that high seat, your ability to see down into the water is just. I've never sat in a seat this high on a kayak before, and like all of a sudden I'm like, I can see everything around me. Like this is pretty great.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. You get a good vantage point. Wizard Works, what's up, dude? I love this comment because this is literally what this channel is. Like this is 100%. This 100%. What you see right here, Newport, Garmin, FluxJet, like hell yeah, and we're gonna rock that because that is what we do on this channel. So appreciate you calling it out. We also have a Newport, have Garmin, the new Force Current, and we're going to go test the FluxJet and hopefully get our hands on one and take it down a crazy river in Michigan, which would be fantastic. So that's what we do.
So, case in point though, like that voltage regulator stands to help Garmin and Newport more than anybody. So like
not even close.
Yeah,
it's not even like
that's huge.
Oh my
Imagine
God,
if I could just have the one battery and like
I expect a Christmas card from Newport. So you guys,
I know a guy.
Because I got a 24 volt Newport. I've got a 36 volt. We got a 48 volt coming. Like I agree. It'd be really cool if you could just swap them. Just boom, boom, boom.
Well, now you can just power your fish finder right off your Newport battery. So you're welcome, guys.
And Low Pros are great batteries. Like I love my Low Pro batteries. So that'll make it easy. And then you can just stow it away, like far out of the way, easy under seats and under boxes and stuff like that. So I love it. All right. So Sticky River Tom had one. I got to call this out because it's a super chat. What's up, my dude? Appreciate you. If it can be mounted externally is the question. Is it possible to purchase and add to a different kayak? Or is that a dumb question? There are no dumb questions, Sticky River Tom, especially from you. You're a fantastic gentleman and we appreciate you. But thoughts on the motor system, like the pod, right? Is that going to be, is there something else maybe we do in the future with that? What's that look like?
There's no good way to do it, because originally we didn't want to build the kayak, we wanted to, put it in a kayak, but the problem is that it requires that pocket, and it's in order to get the efficiencies and all the protection of the hull, you basically have to have this pocket in the bottom of the boat, and there's no good way to like retrofit that onto a kayak. We have worked on some clever ways to put it on the back of like transom, like small boats and stuff. Maybe inflatable, something like that is doable.
Okay.
No, the second I saw, hear me out. Hear me out. The second I saw the way you guys had that mounted, all I could think of was the back of about 50 inflatable skiffs that have a wonderful space that's about that big at the back of all of them.
Yeah. So we actually filed a patent on essentially a swim deck that attaches to a transom. That the FluxJet bolts into. So then instead of having an outboard hanging off, blocking the back transom, it's just all seamless. your batteries go in the deck,
Oh my God,
and then
dude.
you just got propulsion just there, and you get swim platform. So
I literally had the exact.
Yeah.
I literally was like, man, if that looked like the back of a jet ski, wouldn't this be sick? Because oh, dude, that's so smart. God dang.
Gosh dang.
It is. Well, so what I love about this, you guys, is
So
whenever you
exciting.
see like cool companies, it's very rare to see like somebody who has like a passion for the thing, but also the expertise in a very specific area to execute something that's like very new. And that's what, like, you can even hear when they're talking about like, well, we're going to make you a calculator. And that's because you've got like an engineering brain, but they're using their human brains and it's not like a random marketing team doing it. So you've got this like kind of a rare combo of skills, and it's giving you, we're all winning here. This is great. I love it.
It's a rare opportunity for winning. That is for sure. Also, to Burley, just so you can't say like, oh, I forgot to, pin your comment. I know we already answered this, and I know that you just mentioned in chat that you saw the answer to this. So I'm just saying, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good day. All right.
There was a question. Someone asked, will it be available in Canada and or when?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Adam is handling all that stuff. He's working through those deals, but obviously things got real crazy real fast, right? So, I mean, we were always going to ICAST with, we're going to be launching this thing in Q1 of 26, right? And then, because ICAST, just so everyone's aware, it's a trade show, right? So it's where you go to kind of release and show what's coming out in the following year kind of thing. That's future products. The stuff's not mostly not available yet. And everyone was like, okay, that's cute, but we want it next week. So if you could just go ahead and have that gift wrapped and, drop to my house. And it was like, okay, guys, as quick as I can get that done, we will get that
on it.
So,
and you guys are running pre-orders right now, and you've sold out of each one. You're doing like 1 month, like it's the pre-orders are based on delivery month, right? We're not setting specific dates. You guys are still like, finalizing what you got to finalize, but you're pumping them out, and you've got January sold out, February or December, January, February. We're now on to March is still pre-selling, right? Is that what we're up to? I think that's what we're up to.
And I mean, that's just because it's limited, hopefully if we can get them built faster and get them out to people, then so be it. And we can open it up at that point. But for the people that just really want to get one early, we wanted to make that available for people to be able to get in. And it's really the only fair way to be able to do it, because we just won't have production capacity to where we have standing inventory until at least, mid next year, to where we've been able to get our process ramped up to the point where we can just meet demand. And I'm concerned that once these get out, like, we still won't be able to meet demand. Because I think once these are in people's hands and they start showing up to the boat docks everywhere, because this community, it wasn't that way in previous products just because it didn't have a community like this does. So, like, when it does what it does and people see it, I think we're going to have a problem building enough of them. So, yeah, just trying to keep up with the opportunity at this point.
No, 100%. And like, somebody just mentioned it. One more caster said, like, look, I can't kayak fish until probably April anyways, if I live in the north. Right. So, if I get on that pre-sale, like, I get it in time to maybe throw a couple, accessories I like on it and just put my decals, get it registered, get out of the water, maybe by April, May, depending on where you live. Because I know everybody down south, like, I can fish all year round. It's fantastic.
To be a supply chain expert to help you source some parts, let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, someone's fishing for a job now. Let's go.
No, I mean, this is what I do, man.
I know it's what you do.
I've been doing what you do. Like, since I got back from ICAST, that was my job, was all procurement. And it was basically so everyone's wondering, like, why aren't you just out doing test videos every day? Okay, let me tell you what I've really been doing, because it's super boring. Yeah, it's super boring, but it's really critical. Basically, what I had to do was I had to do a top to bottom analysis of every outstanding part, do a cross-reference between the feasibility of manufacturing every different option as far as machining it or tooling it, what the leading timeline would be, what the cost impact per part is, what the overall impact on the whole system. It's all of these stacked nerdy things that have to happen on the back end in order to get all the parts here so that, the pizzas get
It's make versus buy twice versus am I still making any money on this friggin' thing?
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of
inflation.
Yeah. So I can get parts like I could have all of the parts here like next Thursday, but they're going to cost, $3,000 apart or whatever. There's a price point where I could have it next Thursday.
You're telling me Amazon hasn't figured out to make all of your bill of materials yet for $1?
No way.
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
Come on, Jeff Bezos. Somebody asked about ceramic bearings many times. I don't want to ignore that person. So enlighten the folks as to where they would find the ceramic bearings, and I guess provide some detail on confirm they're there, and then help us understand why that's important.
So basically inside the center of this thing, right, there's an impeller in the center that's got to rotate, and that impeller rides on a little shaft. So there's an idle shaft inside there that just supports the impeller inside. So there's 3 bearings in there. There's 2 axial bearings and 1 thrust bearing at the end that captures the drive shaft. And the reason we use ceramic bearings is because if you run in salt water, again, fresh water is cheating. So if you're in salt water and you get some amount of salt, eventually is going to get inside that bearing housing, and you don't do the basic service of just add a little grease at the end of the season, that salt will eventually eat away at your bearing or impact the bearing, and then your motor gets jammed up, and then you got to tear the whole thing apart. Ceramics, they're advanced engineering ceramics. It's not like a dinner plate. It's closer to sapphire.
It's a wild thought.
Yeah, so it's more like the type of bearing that you would find in like the higher end like a turbo for a vehicle.
Exactly. Yeah, same thing. And like actually even skateboards, there's like high-end skateboard bearings you can get that are ceramics, but they're immune to corrosion. So they just wear is super low, they're super low friction, and they're basically immune. You can run them, literally lubricate them with salt water. So we just put them in there because as long as the thing keeps spinning, it's going to keep working. So it's worth. Do they cost 10 times more than a regular bearing? Yes, but they're still not that expensive. So for the cost of what it is and the benefit that you get 10 years from now, it's a no-brainer for me to not have to deal with bearing replacements later on. So yeah.
And again, you guys, engineer wants to give you what you want, understands that any sane person, if they knew what the options were, would pick the ceramic bearing.
100%.
Did not for stainless steel to save fractions of a nickel. Went the other way. Like this is the dub, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, because I get involved in customer service very deeply. When it comes to something's broken, like I take it personally. Like I've failed here and I need to know how. Right? Like it's very serious. Like when it comes back,
like Highlander, like
no, it's like okay. I just need to know everything that happened so I could understand the situation that led to this thing. Because that's the thing is like people have been asking about the warranty, right? And I'm like, to me, as long as I get the part back, there's tremendous value in that broken part, regardless of how it got that way. Then I want everyone to be in a place where you feel comfortable, no matter how crazy your story is, to tell me the story. Because like that has tremendous value. If I can understand the situation of how this thing broke, then we can make a determination whether or not something needs to change, right? If I need to make something better. If you took it off a waterfall and it got, attacked by Sasquatch or something, like that's probably not something I'm going to adjust for. But, if it's normal use case.
It could happen now, we're saying.
You never know. So I've seen some crazy stuff, crazy stories about, things that have happened, but usually it's
I just saw a video of someone taking a 16-foot John boat off a dam. And so he hits his transom because he got no air because it's a straight drop. The cowling popped off and smashed him in the head. I had to watch it 6 or 7 times to figure out what hit him because this big thing hit him, and I was like, "What was that?"
I had to watch it 6 or 7 times for my enjoyment.
I was just laughing at this guy, but also I was like, "What gigantic thing in there?" And I watched it I dragged my thumb, watched it slow, and I was like, "It's the cowling from the motor because the transom got hit so hard it ejected the cowling into the back of his head." I was like, "Brother, it's in like 60." You never know.
Wow.
You don't know. Anything could happen.
Anything could happen.
Fortunately, with this guy, nothing's hanging off the back, so you would have been totally fine.
You know what? Well, if that was mine and he sent me the video, I would still warranty it just because it's a great story. Like as long as you let me use it in marketing, I would still
tag me in the comments.
Exactly. It's totally worth it. I don't care. Like these parts don't cost that much. Like,
well, I'm just saying you could get yourself a free kayak.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone getting hurt. Okay, that's not the goal here.
No one do this. Bad idea.
First one to take it off a dam gets a free one. All right, let's go. Let's go.
No, let's back that up. Like, I'm gonna have to call my attorney in tomorrow.
No one can come on this show. You're getting sued.
No, Jason said it. All right, let's go.
Yeah,
Who's gonna do it? Who's gonna be the first one to do it?
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Well, they have to wait until the pre-sale is completed.
So
that's
a tomorrow problem.
Until I can get my disclaimers updated on the website, I can't ship anything now.
Fine, disclaimer. Things that I say in this podcast, you maybe shouldn't always just do. Fair? Is that like a good disclaimer?
Probably don't do. Like, actively don't do. Like, yeah.
You're not invincible. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, what other questions do we have? I want to make sure we didn't miss any of the important ones.
We touched on it, but I do want to be a little more explicit about it. So somebody was like asking about maintenance, and which we talked about, but someone also said like when you break, like something happens, I don't want to contact customer service. I'm pretty comfortable with the wrench. Can I open this up? What can I like? What are my options? Am I like, is this such a space age thing that when I look at it, I give up? Like, what should I expect?
Yeah, this is a huge one. So as far as warranty goes, right? Like if we went into this, like if we can minimize the amount of times we have to ship the entire kayak back, the value to that is so huge because the shipping cost to move a kayak is way more than replacing any part on the boat. Like it's going to be $600 our cost or something to ship a boat back and forth. So what we did is we really focused on making stuff modular and super simple, right? Because I wanted to be able to disassemble all the major components off the boat in about 10 minutes was my goal. With just a Ziploc bag of Allen keys, I want to be able to just boop, 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 thing drops off, disconnect cable, piece drops off. There's nothing to it. So luckily we had a lot of experience with that because we used to build the boards we were building were all being used in rental operations. So those things were just they're running off a beach. It's like absolute worst case scenario all day, back to back, crazy stuff, you know, and when things would need to get replaced, you know, we wanted to make it where it's 4 screws on a beach somewhere in Tanzania. You can just unbolt this thing and slap a new one in and good to go. Yeah. So the same thing here, like if you can take your motor off the back of your boat, you can take this drive out. I mean, it's literally you disconnect the 3 cables, you pull the 4 bolts off, and the whole drive unit pulls out. And if that thing needs to be serviced, you just send us the drive unit. You know, it's a little FedEx box. It's super easy. Same thing. The control unit in the back is just panel mounted. So it's 4 screws that pulls right out. That control panel basically has all the electronics mounted on the back of it. Same thing. Those 4 screws, you just pull that unit out. You can send me that if you need service on some piece of it. You know, but I think mostly, you know, again, it's all saltwater stuff is where the issues, 99% of stuff happens in the saltwater. Like freshwater, it's cheating.
Yeah. It's cheating. Well, we like to cheat. That's what we do.
Oh yeah.
I like the easy.
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, bud.
The rest of life's hard enough. I don't have to also worry about freaking salt. Get out of here. I ain't got time for that. So I did have a comment that I want to throw up on the screen here, and I'll place my guess on this. But Big Man in a Small Boat asks, did I miss one of the pre-orders, the entire purchase price? And my opinion would be this. Basically, Jason's been talking about this all night. Like he's providing, we have a kayak that has a motor in it, has a regulator in it, has a fully integrated power system. You just add a battery and it's $29.99. The reason it's the full price is because baby, it's always wholesale already. Like you, this is a very affordable motorized kayak. I don't think we can we like put more of a hole in this, Jason? Maybe throw a sticker in, at least 10 stickers.
We are working on some nifty stuff for the pre-order guys. Like I announced the other night, we're going with the carbon fiber inserts for all the pre-order boats, like little things. We've got some other stuff we're working on. Yeah, you're getting real carbon fiber insert plates on all the pre-order boats. So that's a nifty little.
That's cool as hell. Honestly, it's cool.
Specifically as a thing, we've got some other little gifts we're sending, to all the pre-orders that we're working on right now.
There you go,
swag and stuff just to say thanks. But I think at the end of the day, just economics wise, right? So think about this: So these boats start rolling out, and there's only so many of them that exist in the world, and you've got the golden ticket. Like, the chances of this thing becoming a PS5 where you could just take it and put it on eBay and be like, hey, guess what? I've got the only one. Bidding starts at, like, I would not be at all surprised if people end up making a multiple on their investment. So we will see. We'll see. Hopefully people keep them and they like them, but I wouldn't be at all surprised to see some clever people out there.
You guys, some of this too is like supply and demand. If we know we can make so money and people want to pay for them, I got to charge that much. I'll get to you. We're making it. We're going to get there for everyone. But if people were going to pay a lot more and you only had a couple, it is what it is, bro.
You could be coming in at $6K and like, that would change things.
I guess on the business side, I should elaborate to anyone that's pre-ordering, like, I hope you know how much you're helping us out on the back end, because for us on the business side, right, because there's the forward-facing stuff, and I'm mostly in the engineering side and trying to deliver the best boat we can build. But from a business perspective, when we are talking with other partners and investors and all this type of stuff, and they see that people are willing to put down deposits 100% up front and wait for it, that helps us clearly communicate, to other partners that there is a tremendous demand for this thing.
You're signaling this is legit.
Yeah. Like, because it's easy for you to say that. You can say, oh, we want ICAST and all of that. But, until it's real dollars that people are putting down, they don't care. Like, it's just, sure, whatever. Because big money doesn't care. They'll make money with any mechanism available, right? They don't care if it's a kayak or
Daddy equity, cut me my check.
So, yeah.
Oh, gosh.
We care a lot. So, it's a huge help. And I mean, every one of those pre-orders is a vote of confidence, and not just in us, but it helps us to make this thing happen faster and better, and, opens up opportunities for us, because that level of confidence goes a long way. So thank you.
Awesome. I love it. And I mean, confidence is there because your pre-sales are running out. So if you guys want to get on the March pre-sale is available. You can go jump on that. But yeah, I mean, like, it's already extremely affordable, and like, you guys have to you're a business, you have to make a profit, and it would be silly for you to slash that cost much more than you already are. But yeah, good stuff. Wait, what am I seeing here? Just touching G. Oh, touching on. I was like, what is touching G on? So big man and small boat. Paul was like, what are we talking about? Big man and small boat. Follow-up question here, or follow-up explanation. The reason I was asking is I was just touching on was it's a fundraising issue or business. Thanks. All right. No. Yeah, this is pre-selling right now. Like, you guys are just working on production and acquiring like all the parts and all that stuff. It's more just having the things to get out there. You're not like, hey, let's load up on this and fundraise, or is it partially that? I mean,
no, it's about scale, right? Because we thought we'd be able to build this slowly, and obviously there's way more demand. People are way more excited than what we were expecting, right? So now, how do we accelerate that timeline to by midsummer next year, when everyone has these things and everyone's really freaking out and it's really real? Like, how are we going to be able to meet that demand? Because this is just a tiny group of people that follow and know about ICAST, right? Like, it's a tiny group of people compared to the greater whole of people that are going to be seeing this thing soon. And then,
Dick's Sporting Goods is going to want 3,000 of them.
Exactly.
That's what's going to get you, man. You're like, that's what.
Dick's carrying a motorized would be interesting, because they've never carried a motorized.
No, but they could. How could you? You're selling individual components.
There's no reason they can't.
Such a pain, right? This is totally different. That's what I'm getting at. So it's like, this is a completed product. They will sell this product. Selling and stocking motors, batteries, wiring kits, kayaks, like all the stuff. No, this is totally different, man. This is drop ship. Like, that's what's gonna. I say get you. That will be the thing where you have to go, you have to secure a factory at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got that side of it. Like, that piece we can do pretty easily. It's more the funding of all of it, right? Because, like, let's say Dick's Sporting Goods, they want terms. I mean, you're a buyer. You know how the stuff works. Like, they're not paying
exactly what terms they want.
Exactly. So you know how the cash carry works on that then, to where it's like, okay,
you're going to give them 15 days because they want 5% at 30.
So you can go broke real easy doing those deals. You know, it's tough. Like trying to figure out how to service that. Where if they're net 90 or something, which I mean, those are the kind of terms we've seen thrown around, and we're just like, there's no way. Like I can't carry that. Like you know, especially at large volumes.
The bidding starts at 120. Yeah, I totally like, but no, I mean, and that's legit too. It's but it's cool. It's gonna be a fun time because I would bet just because there's the way your product is, it looks good on a shelf, writes good on a shelf, ships good to a shelf, and a kayak can get it there. Though I mean that in the most literal way because we're talking brick and mortar.
I got the bag here. I mean, we got the guy.
This can't be sold. So this is a big deal. So you should. I can't wait. I'm hyped. I can't wait to see what happens.
Just gotta navigate that. Yeah, that's the tough side of it too. Is like the really hard thing has been not getting caught up in all of it because like after being in the dark on this thing for so long and finally being able to talk about it and then being super overwhelmed by everybody being excited about it, like you really have to step back and be like, nope, we got to stay focused. We got to do one thing and do it right. And then you start to scale it and repeat it. And then, don't get swept away. Like,
yeah. Awesome. I mean, like I'm excited to actually test this thing out. I was bummed we didn't get a chance to at ICAST, but like we didn't even talk about it on the show, but you guys had an issue getting it to the show, the one that was actually usable. You actually got it in at the buzzer, but the weather was so bad. It was like, dude, what's the point? So unfortunately we didn't get to test it out yet. However, we're doing this thing in Sacramento. We're doing this thing. All right. We're doing this thing. So Paul and I are going to take a trip in mid-September, out to California. We're going to go test this out. We're bringing the cameras, obviously, because that's what we do here on this channel. So we're going to film the test. We're going to, I think we talked about doing the river, which would be cool because a lot of people are talking about that. So I want to hit some obstacles. I want to do some turns. I want to deal with some current. And I want to put this thing through the ringer. So we'll have that video hopefully coming out towards depending on how fast we can edit, like end of September. But that would be something that we can put together for you guys. I'm pretty stoked for it. So we appreciate you bringing us out there.
Well, in this section of river, you're going to love it because you've got a little bit of everything. So like I'm starting to map it out, kind of like how are we going to do this thing? Because
doing worst a river section, please.
A river is a different thing, right? Because now we've got moving targets. I'm thinking about like trying to help with film support and stuff, and like drone because we have bike paths on both sides of the river, so we can kind of like chase you with e-bikes and stuff and like try to get aerial support like to film this thing. But this river there's about a 5-mile section where you get everything. There's like little side channels, there's sweeping currents, there's big flat, slow spots, there's tight rapids. Like you get a little bit of everything in about a 5-mile stretch. And that time of year, there's just about every kind of fish in this river. Like it is wild. Like you could have stripers in there. There could be shad in there. There's going to be, probably early run salmon in there. I mean, it's a grab bag into summer kind of like weird overlapping period right there. So you never know.
Your inline spinners, boys.
Yeah, definitely. So it's going to be fun.
We are stoked for it. It's gonna be fantastic. So if you guys have anything that you want us to like test this thing on that you want to see in that video, you can definitely let us know. Well, yeah. Are there any waterfalls?
There's a dam. There's a dam right.
Okay.
We'll need a parachute.
Right. Okay. Whoever survives gets to keep the kayak. Got it. Okay,
during my bachelor party, we were in Tennessee doing the rapids down there where the Olympics, where that happens. And there's this huge spillway. It's massive. It's probably a 20-foot drop. We're in this inflatable. It's 5 rugby guys and some guy named Rocky at the sticks. And he goes, we go up to the spillway. Everyone's getting off to like walk down and have lunch. And we're all just partying. And he just goes, man, you guys be legends if you let me take you over that. And we instantly all start rowing over there. He's like, no. He's like trying to turn us the other way. We're like, no, it's the wrong thing to say to the wrong group of guys.
They're like, why are we turning around? This coward wouldn't let us have fun. Yeah, no, this would be fantastic. So again, if you guys want to see anything out of that test, you guys got to let us know. Did we cover everything? Did we? I think we hammered a bunch of questions. I did see like a good one here from Sticky River Tom. Will cold affect the motor at all? And I think this helps people with just motors in general.
As long as it's not frozen into a brick, it won't care. Because motors, actually, the colder you run the motor, the better, right? Because okay, fun fact, when I'm not building marine propulsion systems and battery systems, I moonlight as a robot combat engineer. So if you ever heard of a little show called Battlebots, I've been doing that.
I just watched like a whole. I fell down a rabbit hole watching these. Like,
you fell
down very recently.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah, bro. I educated myself. This is serendipitous.
Yeah. What? So you see, now the algorithm's recommending things for you. Yeah, I started doing it when I was like 16, right? And so like the guys have taken this so far now where they're liquid nitrogen pre-chilling the motors before we go in to fight these robots.
They have like a cage, like a whole area, like a staging area. Yeah. And it's they're doing warm-ups, but like not for a human body, for like a mechanical machine. It's freaking crazy.
Yeah, so anybody doesn't know, there's a big box. It's out in Las Vegas, and we build 250-pound robots that have like 50 horsepower, and we basically put them in a box, and we design them to kill each other. So,
have you guys not seen BattleBots? I sure hope.
If you remember the original BattleBots, the hit television show, they had ones like basically just like remote control flamethrower. Roombas, and they would just blast away at each other. Like some of them would have hatchets. I love the creative ones. They're always like a ball with like little shields, and it was like always just flipping stuff. Like, I'm just gonna flip you over, it'll be done. And then there's always ones like, you can't flip me, I'm a sphere, and they're like, but you can't do any damage, dude. It was that show was incredible. But this is way more than that. This is that. This is that after 20 years of innovation.
Material science and like everybody that goes is like NASA engineers, SpaceX. I mean, it's like it's evolved into like F1 racing now, where these guys are liquid nitrogen pre-chilling their motors. To your question about how cold affects your motors, right? I'm full circle here. Okay, so liquid nitrogen pre-chilling motors because it almost doubles the carry current for that 3-minute fight match. So it builds up heat from that negative 300 degrees instead of room temperature. So cold is good, just not for your battery though. So that's the caveat.
Yeah.
Your battery doesn't like to be cold, but there are a bunch of them on the market now that have their own internal heaters. So if that's a thing for you, definitely look into that. That exists. So,
and most of them operate down below -10 air temp. So, I mean,
as long as it's not sitting out like in super high temps or super low temps, like all the time. Talk about especially like your 12-volt lithiums, just your basic lithiums. Like they don't like that too much. But
it mostly limits its ability to deliver current. So again, it mostly matters at the lower voltages. So if you're running higher voltage stuff, it will be proportionally less affected by cold too.
So get your 48-volt system, use your regulator, and you are good to go.
Well, at least 36. Like I recommend 36 because there's a lot of 36 options out there, and that's just kind of where we're.
Yeah, 48s are freaking hella expensive, man. Like the budget 4800 amp is, first of all, 95 pounds. Second of all, I have it. It's a golf cart battery. Like I have it because we got the Newport NT600 and it's a 48-volt system. So I had to get one. And the guys at Newport, thank you, because I didn't want to spend $800, sent me one from Amazon, just a random Amazon one. $780, this freaking battery. So, and that's like the cheapest option. Like, because you can get a 12-volt 100 amp for $200 or less. 48-volt. 4 times that.
Well, it's also 4 times the capacity, though.
Exactly. So and it lasts for.
Yeah, that's 4 batteries worth of energy wise. Because the way to think about it is watt hours is what everyone should focus on when you're talking about batteries. Watt hours is the amount of volts times the net amount of amps, and that tells you basically how big your gas tank is, right? So. Yeah. Voltage and amps, because that's the thing too, is people associate a lot of times that higher voltage means larger battery, and it doesn't necessarily. Like you can have a very small 48-volt battery, so it's watt hours is the thing to look for.
Yeah. It's so freaking wild because I ran that NT600 for 7 hours and I had 96% of my battery left.
Yeah,
which is bonkers. So, like, Paul, if we ever do that river trip, like, we could just go forever, I guess.
Don't tell people about that either.
What are they going to do about it? What are you talking about? Don't tell people about suspense.
It. Jeez.
Oh my gosh. What's the problem? I'm going to tell everybody about everything. Here is the 12-month AAA plan. I got you guys covered. The next video is going to be
plug.
Who cares?
Actually, this plan sucks. The plan is like 3 words. Figure it out.
The plan is great. Figure it out. What if I wanted to travel 200 miles? I said it, Paul. Deal with it. Oh, no. You're going to cry about it. All right. Anyways, did we cover everything? I think we got all the questions.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we hammered it out. Anything you think we missed, Jason, or anything you want to call out for FluxJet / where people can find you, pre-sales going on, like all that stuff? Give us the deets.
Well, should we announce something cool that I just patented yesterday?
Yes, absolutely.
That nobody knows about yet?
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we break
world first?
You'll be the first. So if anyone watching this, you'll be the first to hear about this. All right.
Let's go.
So new thing. You'll probably see it next year at ICAST. So first of all, you have to know we're deep in the weeds on ICAST 26. Like, we started immediately. We segmented off a dev team that is some of my robot buddies that are super geniuses. And I was like, hey, I got some cool ideas for some stuff for next year, but I don't have time to work on it. So would you guys like to take this on and start working on some of these other cool things? Some of them are black boxed, but I've got one that I'm really excited about that the patent is now filed on, so I can talk about. So we've been out testing, right? And we've got a throttle on the side and we got our foot pedals, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm out there fishing and I'm following the weed beds and that kind of stuff. So I'm cruising along and I get to structure and I have to keep, I go like 10% throttle and I'm cruising along the weed bed, and then I come to some structure and I want to stop and I got to reach down and hit the throttle, and then I want to move and I got to hit the throttle again and blah, 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 right? So I'm having to reach down with my hand and change the throttle. I don't have to look because it's real easy to change the throttle, but I was like, wait a minute, I think there might be a better way to do this. So the patent basically is on a sensor system. So it's 2 sensors that go on your foot pedals, which go in line with your kill switch. Hear me out. You put your kill switch on, right? I set my throttle to 10%. I set my speed, right? And as soon as I take my feet off the pedals, the boat stops. As soon as I put the pedals, it starts going. And people are like, well, you don't have off throttle steering. So I was like, well, now if I have a sensor on each pedal and it activates the throttle, so I'm like 10%, as soon as I put my foot on that pedal, it activates the throttle and I can start to rotate the boat without ever having to take my hand off what I'm doing. I now can have that preset speed determined, and I can now just drive the boat with just my feet at a preset speed. So, and this is going to be, it won't be built into the boat, but the provision for it is being built into the boat. So it's basically a clip-on module that will attach to the pedals, and then it plugs in line with your kill switch inside. So you basically detach your kill switch cable, it'll plug in line, and you attach the 2 sensors on. And I may or may not be in the works to talk to some guys who are good at pedal steering systems to build one with said sensors already in it. So we'll see.
Oh, let's go.
There might be some upgrades. Yeah. We had a ton of questions about the swivel seat. Guys, let me just tell you, the swivel seat, we're going to get it, okay? Just give me a minute.
Calm down.
Give me a minute. Like, what? I know people are like, this thing would be perfect if only it had the swivel seat, but it sucks because it doesn't. I'm like,
I love that mentality.
like, are you not?
I love swivel seats, man. Yeah, exactly. I love swivel seats. I absolutely adore my swivel seat. However, it is not going to change my mind on this guy.
But luckily, in the scheme of things, like, that is something we can totally do after the fact and offer to you as a thing if that's what you need. That'll totally be available at some point. We're working on it. So,
got to swivel. If I'm not swiveling,
or else
I'm not happy.
Or else they're big mad. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things. No.
Well, you appease them, so now they're going to be mad about something else.
I mean, I'm listening. I mean, that's really the thing, and I have been the whole time. And literally, like, there's a lot of good ideas. Like the other, just a couple of days ago when I designed up some block off plates and mounting options for stuff where people are like, I don't need 2 forward facing rod holders. What I want is a mount there to put whatever. I'm like, well, that's super easy. Like here, I'll just design up a block for you and you can block that off and put a, lock and load yak attack mount there, whatever you want. Little stuff like that, just to give you more flexibility, is easy stuff to do down the road. So, yep.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And then, I mean, there's going to be some aftermarket stuff. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, totally. I just got a huge order from Navarre Fishing for my Old Town build, and I got their rod deletes that has a track on it. So like, I've got that whole setup down. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff like that, a lot of mods, I'm sure, that you won't have to worry about, but additional accessories. So freaking cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I think we covered forget a swivel seat. I think we covered everything. You have it, you don't have it, you're not happy with your cup holders, you're not happy with the swivel seat. I mean, this is just kayaking 101. Is like you make a kayak, right? You have to mold the thing. So like, is what it is. I'll mod everything later, but like someone inevitably is always going to be upset about it. There's no way. No way. I mean, like cup holders is another good one. Swivel seats, cup holders. I'm never happy with either of those things or the lack thereof. The Old Town PDL Pro, the cup holders, is actually just a slight recessed area in the pockets where they have like the web pocket. I'm like,
they know nobody uses those.
It's not
the people who use those are recreational kayakers.
Oh, 100%. If I got a PDL Pro, what did I do? I got a Mighty mount from Yak Attack, and I just mounted a cup holder next to my seat. So I have it.
Oh,
I put my cups where I want. I will not let a kayak dictate that.
Well, I mean, bait graveyards, and it's just a cubby you can throw stuff into.
Yep. Oh yeah, the graveyards. I have many. Many bodies. The new canoe right now is a nightmare, Paul. I don't know if you saw it when you were over.
My new canoe, I actually have it right here.
There's this many baits, like just a mountain of baits in the corner. Yeah, like that.
Oh yeah, that's a whole buffet of.
I got more.
That's half of it. All the terminal from the plastics is over there. It's literally 2 handfuls.
The plastics pile is the worst. And then I love when I forget a Z-Man's in the mix, and then I get just a puddle, a soupy plastic mess. That's what it's all about. All right. Cool. So you know what? I just thought of another question that I saw in chat that we didn't talk about, but it's about hull design and colors. So people are curious, like right now you got blue, orange, white, gray, white. It's white, right?
Gray and tan. Yeah.
Gray and tan. Okay. And then, you've got the main hull design, right? The FluxJet Kayak. Will that change in the future? Will there be other colors? What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, right now, everyone just understand. We're just trying to keep it simple so we can get this done and get it out. And totally, everything's on the table, right? Like the 11-foot kayak was really just kind of meant to service the widest possible range. Like it's big enough where you could manage it for, basic tournament fishing, and it's small enough where you can still rooftop the thing. Like it's kind of in between size wise. But yeah, I totally would love to build a tiny, 10-foot ultra light version of it and a, 12 plus foot, big version of it too. So I think there's room for it at both ends. Because it's super easy for us to do that. Once we have one model that works and everyone's happy with, like, it's really easy for us to transplant all that into just a new hull tool. Like that's just cut and paste basically for us.
Rad. I like it. I don't know if you noticed, but we changed the color in Canva of the
kayak. The green one? Oh, I know. Now everyone's like, where's my green one, man? Like
I was like, bro, I'm making this chartreuse. I tried purple, it just didn't pop on the Canva background. Dude, the purple though is always money. I love my purple kayak.
So when we go, I might even just have to send an email. There was a purple Crescent Shoaly at our dealer out west, and he's like, man, I've had it for a while. I don't know if I'm gonna get rid of it. And I was like, if that's still there, I'm gonna have to reach out to the folks at Crescent, because it is.
You just want to join the purple gang.
Color is called ink, and honestly, if it's still there, I'll be flabbergasted, because it was they sold out of the ink, I think, in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that was a limited run, but holy crap, was it cool. So yeah, I think purple's got to be on the menu for everybody. I can't believe it's not in more.
Why don't we all just have purple kayaks? Like
that's
every
what I'm
kayak
just
should
wondering.
be purple.
I'm curious.
I don't know.
I'm a curious guy. No, I think you guys picked the right ones. I mean, you guys put orange, blue. That's like the stuff people want to see. That's what they like. You got to go with that. I mean, and you got to hit a big market, especially for your first launch. So I think you all the right calls for sure.
You got to stand out.
Well,
this will stand out.
And I actually really like that it's kind of a speckled color. So if you look at it closely, like it's a solid color, but it's got black speckle through the whole thing.
Yeah.
I actually wasn't sure how it was going to go, but I really didn't want to have it a true solid color. I wanted a little bit of breakup in it, but not like a full-on swirl situation. So
yeah,
I think I really like it. It helps to, just makes it look clean up close to the thing. But
nice.
Here come the color recommendations. We need a dark green and black. We need a specifically a 2014 Old Town Predator camo would be
a great camo. God, that is a good.
You got to be specific with that one because they discontinued it.
It was really good. It was really good.
All black. I still I love the look of an all black kayak, but I don't want an all black
to
kayak
be cooked
ever.
Exactly. There is a real mechanical problem with heat absorption and UV with darker colors.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
It's made of plastic? No way. What, Jeff? If you could, any kayak, it doesn't matter what kayak you have in mind, any color. What would your favorite color for a kayak be?
My favorite for a color or color for a kayak was the chartreuse camo native Titan X or the slightly duller chartreuse camo Hobie Pro Angler that I had.
That was really good.
I think the Pro Angler was the better one because it was more camo-y, less bright.
Yes.
It was like a manageable chartreuse, like not a dissolving my retinas chartreuse.
I loved it. It was good.
That was hands down probably my favorite color kayak ever.
What about you, Jason?
As I've been modeling, because I've been in 6 months of just whole modeling, it pretty much was tan. I was working on the tan one pretty much the whole time. So I think I have a deep spot in my heart for the gray one though, because it was the very first one. So I kind of love it, but I also go out in the Pacific and it looks too much like a sea lion. So I think
I'm a target.
Yeah, I might want to go with orange or something.
It's like Paul's U10. You should put Paul out on the Pacific and see if he gets in a fight with a shark.
I mean, it sounds crazy, but I never really worried about sharks because I'm a diver and stuff. That was never really cool. Until I started seeing videos out in Monterey here where they're literally attacking fluorescent kayaks, and I'm just like, how did you mistake that for a seal? Somebody make that mistake.
They're up to something.
So I bit it.
That's targeting. They know I wasn't a seal.
He's just very hungry, I guess. I don't know.
That was premeditated shark murder. I knew it.
Yeah, actually, yes, it was.
Certainly meditated upon. All right. Well, we've had some fun tonight. We got to get into slow rolling thunder here. So real quick, if you guys haven't yet, I think a bunch of people throughout the show already did this, but subscribe to Flux Jet. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook, they have a YouTube channel, and then you can go check out their website as well. And their website is FluxJetKayaks.com. Or Google it. It'll come up probably about 1 trillion ICAST videos that are the same. They're all of us dorks just walking through being like, cool kayak, bro. Tell me more about it. There's a bunch of those. You guys should watch them so you can see, the walkthrough, but there's also a lot of cool, in action videos that you guys have on your website and a lot of walkthroughs that you're doing on your Instagram and Facebook. So you guys go check those out. Let's get to, anything else you want to call out before we do slow rolling thunder, Jason, or did I cover it? Is it okay?
Yeah, I think we got it.
All right, cool. This is episode 270, Paul, I believe, of the overall life of the podcast. 250. Chaz is going to tell me. I know Chaz knows. 251. No. 247, 251, somewhere in that. 251, let's go. I did the math. What's up? What's up? All right. Yeah, we've been doing this for a little while, so hopefully I can talk about brands and tell people where to go find you by this point. Otherwise, that'd be kind of embarrassing. All right, let's get into slow rolling thunder. Question number 1, Paul, go. What? This is your part of the show.
What is the weirdest thing?
Episodes later. Okay.
What is the weirdest thing that you've ever pulled out of the water? It doesn't have to be an animal. It could be a thing. I will tell you, laptop.
Oh, on that river?
On the river. We were doing a river cleanup. We already did the whole cleanup. We were both numb. It's freaking snowing. And I had a hole in my standing there, and Jeff's just like,
me.
What's that? I was like, this is a laptop computer.
Yeah. Somebody was getting rid of something important. There were some things on there that were
government documents.
Take that to the FBI, yeah. Concerning. The weirdest thing I've ever caught on a hook and line was a lawn chair. Like that I actually
that's a good one.
It fell off the dock in a river. And it was the perfect thing to snag on, but I actually managed to get it onto the dock and landed it. Like I didn't have a scale.
I landed it.
It counts.
Hook set, phenomenal.
It was right there.
I went on a river float with our buddy who guides over near Grand Rapids, and I caught a full sundress, like an entire sundress, no lady sundress.
Oh, no.
Like no lady attached. I was just like, what the hell?
We'll assume that was loose articles of clothing.
There were no bones nearby. There's a body. I just pulled the sundress off. Like totally missed the murder scene. My bad.
Real quick. Yeah.
I was like, what is it? I thought it was just weeds. Like I just caught a grass mat. I was like, oh, cool. Or like a bunch of, weeds hanging off of a log or something. And I reeled it up and I was like, that's a full on dress. I was dressed. Cool. Yeah. Neat. Like a scene of Pirates of the Caribbean where she makes the dress go around the crew thinks it's a ghost.
Oh, yeah.
Just bringing the ghost. What's that over there? Time for we got to rewatch Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh yeah,
I'll go to the next one. If your tackle box was, let's say, at a therapy session, talk with their therapist, and they're going to say, what about your buddy Jason? And your tackle box is going to say this about you. What is your tackle box going to say?
This is you writing, not AI, because the AI questions I put on the show the past couple of weeks were like normal. And then Paul comes in. He's like, I guess I'll write these questions. What?
Yeah. My tackle box would be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. He was stopped by back in 2024.
Oh no!
Yeah,
this is what my dad left me tackle box.
Yeah, exactly. Like he just said he was going to the grocery store and just never came back.
Dad went out for scratchers. That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, man. Sorry, kid. I've been busy. I guess.
Oh my god!
Wow,
it's real. Again, this is my tackle box, okay? This is not my actual children.
It's kind of your actual children. Is it a swim bait box?
Oh, man.
It depends on what's it. It's got your mag draft in there. I don't know. Do you have any Vision 110s? That's basically a child. The box is a child.
No, nothing that fancy. Yeah, for sure.
It's just a jig box. Yeah, it gets thrown in the corner. That's fine.
That was amazing. Oh, God. Right.
Paul, what is your answer to your insane question?
I don't know. I was enjoying this. I was enjoying this. Mine would be like, mine would be like, but I
have no idea. That's a weird question.
Yeah, that was a weird question.
Super weird answer. Mine would definitely be like, screaming at me to pick like a specific bait that I will never touch.
Mm-hmm.
It would be like, you have to use this one. I'm like, how about over there?
And no,
100%.
Okay. I got an answer.
All right.
Mine would be saying like, please, no more lures. Like
none again.
Every time we go out, he has to load it till the lid is popped up till it's bowed like this. Why does he do this to me at all times? Yeah. And I'd be like, you're right. I'm sorry.
Here's another blade bait.
Just one more. Just crying as I'm like, no, I promise it's the last one. It's Harry giving Dumbledore the drink. Like he's just like, you said so. Just one more. That's me. Spinner baits.
Brutal.
Load it up. Let's go. All right, that was a horrible, great question. Good job,
I
Paul.
love
Next,
that. That was
last question.
hilarious. All right, last
of course
question.
you did. You wrote it. You dweeb.
Jason's like, that was weird. Who on planet Earth makes the best burrito?
I mean, my favorite place is right here locally. There's a place called Dos Coyotes, and we pretty much get it every Sunday. That's kind of like
That's such a rad name. God dang it.
Dos Coyotes.
Dos Coyotes.
What?
Yeah. Shout out to them because they make some great burritos, and like that's our standard. Like every Sunday night dinner. Yeah, we got. Yeah, well,
that's what we're getting
when we're there. Saturday.
By the way, have you ever seen a person vacuum up a burrito?
Don't look. Don't watch Paul eat. Don't watch Paul eat. Yeah. The best recommendation I can give you is just don't watch Paul eat ever.
It's a fast process. There's not a lot to it.
Ask everybody who went.
Good. It's quick and it's over.
He doesn't taste
like an anaconda. It's just
yeah. You know, unhinge the jaw, and then it's gone.
Down. Yeah,
that's right.
Every time I go on a fishing trip with this guy, if we eat with people, there is always a commentary on Paul's eating. And then
are you okay?
I was like, what is your guys' problem? Like, I don't understand.
I'm like,
I was like, oh, this is every day. This is just totally normal. What are we talking about? I'm so desensitized.
It's gonna be great.
That's good.
And it's right there too. It's right by the river. So
that's rad.
Jeff,
what about you?
The best burrito? I love like the local answer is the answer. Like it's got to be it can't be a chain. It's not a, God forbid, a microwave burrito. Like it's like if somebody comes on and they're like Jose Ole, please, like Jose O, get the heck out of here. What are you talking about? Dude, I never get burritos at places though. Like I get tacos. Always tacos. So I can't even think of like the last good burrito I got, so I don't have an answer. What I will say is I judge Mexican restaurants based on their quesadilla tacos. So that's slow roasted beef, and I'm looking for the like Mexican cheese on there. It's fantastic. And if they use corn shell tortillas and they actually cook it ahead of time, give it a little crisp, and then they give me like a really good broth, the birria broth, like I'm here for it. That's what I look for.
So, all right,
not a burrito guy, but
but you definitely had the counter. I think the thing that sells Dos Coyotes too is their whole salsa bar. Their salsas are like made on the spot. They've got like 20 others, like a whole bar of salsas, and they like the green salsa is just it's crack. And you can put that on anything and it'll be good. So they're winning.
Salsa verde, bring it my way.
I'm here for it. Paul, what's yours?
I had a poke burrito when I was in Hawaii.
Sushi burritos are great too.
What's the frick? It was like a 2-pound sushi roll. It was incredible. That was top tier.
My favorite thing.
Well, and in
like drinking dynamite sauce. Like who cares?
Yeah, and it's like actually fresh because it's in Hawaii. Like that's
dude.
The sushi burritos. There was a place in Grand Rapids. It was Jaku in Grand Rapids. I used to get the sushi burrito there all the time. Very sad it's no longer here. There's one in Ann Arbor that's not Jaku, but they have a sushi burrito. It sucks. So this one place. Come
on.
I know. I tried twice. I think it's Maru sushi. That sushi burrito.
Oh yeah. I know that
not good.
Dang it.
Sushi's fine. Sushi burrito, not good. But yeah, like Jaku. If you're ever in every time I pass through Grand Rapids, we get one. I think we're just like, get this sushi burrito. Let's go. It's fantastic. I love it. Here for it. All right. Well, awesome. Jason, it's been fantastic having you on the show tonight. I really appreciate your time, man. And, we've been saying, we're really excited to test this thing out. We're going to go hit the river, you guys. We're going to California, another trip. And in fact, we were going to go to California like multiple times this month. Surprisingly enough, or unsurprisingly enough, like a lot of stuff is going on in California this month. So everybody was like, come on out. And we were like, got a delay, already agreed to another plan. So yeah, I mean, hopefully we can get some of those other trips later on. We got to space out our California trip, but we're excited for yours, man. We're hyped for it, and you guys can stay tuned for that content coming very soon. Anything else you want to call out, Jason? Did we do it?
I think we did it, man. Unless you want to see just some out of context crazy video that'll melt somebody's faces right now.
Yeah. Are you holding a secret video? Let's do it. What
you want to just some
don't tell my boss.
For anyone that made it this far, okay.
Oh,
for anyone that made it this far in the video, you get a special
gift.
You have the present tab down there. Are you about to share that screen?
If you made it this far, if you clocked out just a little too early, can you see that?
Idiots.
There, I had to let Chaz do it because we both like counter each other when we click things. Okay, here we go. I'm ready for this.
Okay, because you asked earlier. So
how fast?
Slightly out of context, right? But this was the drive that's in the kayak is 5 pounds. Okay, for context, the one you're about to see is about 12 pounds
on an inflatable. Oh boy.
Dude. What? On a transom? Hanging out of the water?
Oh, there it goes. Now we're kicking.
Oh my god!
The wake just keeps going.
No. What the?
Are you just holding a cable? There's no tiller. You're just holding a cable like in a little dinghy. Is this like an 8-foot inflatable?
Like
what is
25
this?
miles an hour.
How are you not?
What are you sure? How are you with us still?
Yeah.
Oh. Listen.
Wow.
So completely out of context. Only for the people that stuck around to the very end did you get to see that.
Oh my god!
Total secret. That's what we were actually working on before we went full bore on the kayak. So that thing is floating around. We also have that. Maybe we could do something. We'll see. Maybe we could do something fun with that too when we're here. Mess around with it.
I mean, 20-mile-an-hour kayak sounds like a lot of fun to me. Probably not a good idea for the hull, but maybe.
So let me be clear. Like that. The problem is the battery for this thing, right? So it's not very practical for the kayak. But you did ask about transom. There was a question about being able to hang it off the back. So that one was before we even built the housing for it. So that was the first test when it was literally. I just took a bracket and just hung it on the back. That's a 12-foot inflatable little boat, and we just needed something to test this drive on. So we're like, let's just see what it does, and just built a bracket and hung it off the back. And so like we had been working on the drive forever, and people were like, I kept telling them we could scale this thing, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll leave it when I see it. I finally got mad and was like, okay, well, I'm gonna build a 12-pound version and
just be a rocket.
So down the road, that's just future stuff, but that's in the back pocket. At some point we could do something fun. So
yeah. What was the batteries under the seat there? It was like 248s?
260s. Yeah.
260s.
In parallel, though. In parallel. So it's still 60, not 120 volts. It's only
okay, in parallel, not 120. Okay.
Keep running together. Yeah. But those two batteries were only, 25 pounds apiece. So I mean, it was a thing. Wait till you guys come. Wait till you come through the shop. Like, there's so much. I have multiple electric jet skis here. Like, wait till you see some of this stuff. I've got an underwater DPV system with just wait. It's crazy. So
you guys,
it's like electric propulsion
fun video. Wow. So, wait, can we Battlebots? Can we have a Battlebot fight, Paul and I?
He's like, I'll give you some gloves. You can fight him.
Can I just wear a saw blade and fight Paul? Is that cool? Flip him. I'll just spring flip him. I got him.
Yeah, actually, so I was actually just there. Our latest competition was actually just posted on YouTube. So Battlebot still has they're posting the mini tournaments that we're doing on their YouTube channel, and then you can also see the previous seasons are on HBO Max Discovery Channel. Yeah, so they're all on there.
When you see people robots,
oh yeah.
All right, we got more nerd stuff to talk about. Let's nerd out later. But we gotta let these guys go. So we appreciate you all for watching. Thank you so much for being here. You guys are fantastic. We will be back next week, right? No, Paul will be here next week. I will not be here. Yep. I'll be out. So this is like my revenge for when Paul made me do two by myself. Who's your guest, Paul? Who's coming on next week?
We will have a couple folks from Cash and Rods. We're going to talk about the chatterbait rods coming out. Talk about Made in America. We're going to talk about how freaking no one can beat them. It's going to be great.
Fighting words. All right. So it'll be a fun show. We'll see you guys then next week. Jason, we appreciate you, man. Everybody go check out FluxJet. And if you've got the cash, definitely worth a pre-sale. You're gonna have one for next year. Just saying, it'd be pretty neat. All right, but that's all we got tonight. Love you guys. We'll catch you later. Chaz, take us out.